Yep. Hello, testicles. All right. What is up, Tube? It is Monday, week 3 of prep. We're down about 2.5, 3 kilos on average actually last week, by the end of last week, which is good. So slight reduction in food has led to a pretty decent reduction in weight, which is nice. All right, so this week, probably going to get a bit more behind the scenes stuff in terms of work and business, as well as obviously training, cardio, talking, dribble, whatever else. What have we got this week? So exam week last week finished off, which was good. I'm going to wait for those grades to come back now. Realistically, pretty confident I passed the subject, so we've now got a good 4-month block to get things in place before we go back to uni. So I like to use this time as much as possible to try and be as effective and efficient as we can. Had a bit of a down week last week by the end of the exam block, just to make sure that I was getting everything finished, but also had some time off to myself, as we spoke about last week. So realistically this week now I'll be cranking into things. Got a business meeting on Tuesday to go through priority of tasks and set the quarter expectations out, what things we want to get finished, what things need to be done. So that'll happen soon. Got some work with Dr. Danny Martina coming up. Got a whole bunch of podcasts planned as well. So one of the things I like about prep is that it actually gets me more efficient, more effective, and way more productive. Tend to get a lot more things done during a prep. Rather than dwell on being hungry and sitting still doing nothing, I just find that I work through it, it goes away. So you gotta be hungry in prep, and just learn to embrace it and use the extra time not eating to do something else. So this week, new training block last week went well. Recovery's feeling pretty good, some tightness in the hip flexors, so I'll do some stretching after this. And then crack into days worth of work. So I've got some check-ins, catch-up calls, onboarding calls, got some face-to-face sessions. Yeah, so busy week straight off the bat as usual. Plenty of meetings tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. Good job. Go team. Break. What is up, YouTube? All right, so I'm filming this by myself for the first time, so let's make sure I don't fuck it up. Whew. I feel like I've been given a child to take care of. All right, so Wednesday, week 3 of prep. Food's still good. We're still in the maintenance phase. Scaff, we're happy with progress. I was a little later in meals yesterday, so weight's a little bit higher this morning. I didn't like that, so I have to make those changes across. Tuesday is a massive day for me, so I have to make probably earlier in the day meals more available, and change when I'm getting things in. But besides that, things are moving well. Waiting to hear back from Aaron around bloods, but presumably I'm pretty happy with where they are sitting. Metrics are usually pretty good for me, even at a peak supplementation phase. Things still sit pretty well and are barely elevated. All right, so today we've got an upper body session. Shoulders, lats, arms. So nice and simple, get that shoulder volume up. You can never have too wide a shoulder in a bodybuilding competition, in my opinion. It's something that I need to improve, so I'm glad that it's in there. 4 sets of cuff lateral raises, 3 sets of single arm pull downs, 3 sets of dips, 3 sets of preacher curls, and 3 sets of tricep extensions. I am noticing a little bit of a niggle in my right shoulder. So I'm doubling up my treatment protocols. We're seeing the Axiom team probably twice a month at the moment, just to treat that, and then strengthening that with some stability exercises. All right, so as I said in previous videos, make sure you take your time to feed into your sets. I'll generally do 2 or 3 warming sets depending on how heavy the weight is for a movement, especially single stuff, joints like shoulders. Want to make sure the shoulder itself is warmed up nice and healthy. Get plenty of blood flow to it, and then we get in and have a crack. Okay, so just getting a little bit of mobility here in different planes of motion. A lot of the time the way we move in bodybuilding, hypertrophy style training, or training for hypertrophy, is we generally do more of a front spinal flexion extension, then more on the frontal plane, and it tends to, you find a lot of tightness and limitation in lateral flexion. So something like this is great just to get some stretch. What are you doing? Morning. All right, so one of the things to be considerate of in leg extensions, I have these in my training 3 times a week. Now, depending on the order of execution, the weight at which I can do them is going to differ depending on the day that I'm training them, right? So if I've got several quad exercises before I get to them, it's going to impact it. If I've got them in the front of my session, it's going to impact it. I see people make arguments around like looking for fatigue in numbers that aren't necessarily dictating what fatigue is, because they've moved exercises down the list to try and prove where our weakness is in exercise order, instead of understanding that exercises prior to a movement being completed is going to impact the execution of that exercise. So if I do squats and leg press and then go to leg extensions versus leg extensions and squat and leg press, it's going to impact how my quads are feeling for the leg extension. If they're fresh and they're warmed up and they haven't really done much, I'm probably going to get a greater load out than if I've pre-exhausted my quads, for lack of better terms, by doing squats and leg press, then doing leg extensions. The majority of the quad is already going to be quite fatigued before getting to that movement, thereby reducing my ability to develop, to contract load, generate force, and increase my load. So understanding where you place an exercise in order execution is going to impact what that load generates. So today, it's a little bit earlier in my session. I'm probably going to get a little bit more out this session than I did the last one because it's further down the list. So it makes complete sense. All right, so pretty smooth warm-up set. Jump straight up to 80. Ironically, 80 was probably the working sets that I did on my last session. But again, exercise order was further down the list. So we'll likely get 80s just in warm-up here. Whew. All right, so go up to 90. What's up, YouTube? All right, Friday, back end of week 3 now? 3. 2.
Three.
Week 2.
We did week 2 last week.
Oh, week 3. There you go. Right, so rest day today. Mostly work, business, check-ins and meetings. Did cardio this morning, went for a walk on this nice, lovely, sunny day. Meals pretty much stay the same. Order varies slightly, just because I'll try and get a larger hit of carbs and stuff out of the way in the morning, so I don't have to stop as much during the day to have large meals. Weight is trending down nicely, so in the moderate 105s, which is good, considering we are supposed to be holding weight, which is a good thing. We'll probably see aggression start from next week, but that'll be up to the big dog to decide. But the way things are going, moved nicely, got a couple kilos off early, body body feels a little less swollen, heart rate's down, blood pressure's down. Body just feels less less inflamed at the moment, which is good. A little less bloated, a little less stuffy. Food's going in nicely as opposed to feeling just a bit gross. At this point, everything is pretty good. I will endeavour to go through more things over the weekend, go through some more training, got a session with Tom booked in, probably tomorrow morning. It's really good. Catch up, get some training done. And yeah, right now I've got crumpets, peanut butter, jam, this peanut butter jelly time, chicken, barbecue sauce, 100 grams of white rice, 100 grams of pineapple. Alright, so that's meal one. Pretty exciting stuff. As I've said, pretty much every time across prep, most of my meals will stay relatively the same. Slight differences will occur, like going from bagels to crumpets, or from increasing carbs, I'll go from crumpets to bagels. Mostly because it's an increase in carbohydrates or decrease in carbohydrates, roughly the same fullness. Or it's similar to eat. I'll move to some Greek yogurt as well, just to make sure that we get protein up, it's really easy to eat. That'll become a staple towards the back end of prep, usually does. Just kind of hits that sweet tooth as well. Yeah, for the most part, like most of my meals, I'll have a red meat option across the day, usually it's chicken, usually kangaroo. Chicken meals probably twice a day, rice is the main carbohydrate source at the moment. That will also probably change as prep goes on, closer towards like a potato or a pumpkin, having more of a starch carbohydrate for fullness and satiety. But right now, carbs are more than high enough that most of my meals will be made with rice, and then a cereal like wheat bix or rice bubbles or Coke Pops, just to make getting carbs in easy and not require much work. So that's it. What is up, YouTube? Alright. Last leg day of the week. Last leg day of the week. We've got ourselves some 45-degree hip extensions, pendulums, hamstring curls, adduction, Bulgarian split squats, some leg extensions. So big session, a lot of knee flexion. Make sure the hips are fired up, warmed up properly. Getting moved through some movements. Got some hamstring isometrics we were just doing before. Some isometric Nordic curls. Trying to loosen the hips up a bit. Tom's here as well, doing through his leg day. So plan for Tom at the moment looks like we'll probably start an end of December. End of December prep, probably a December priming phase, just tidy up. See how that looks, but at the moment he's sitting around 110, 111 in a very good nick. So we will probably look at December, end of December being start of his prep. Short, sharp and aggressive, and just get him absolutely dicey. So that'll be probably how Tom goes. So Tom's got legs as well on his posterior leg day. We were probably going to try and tee up to do the same session, but it's just too drastically different for us to back end of the week put it together. So that won't happen. Yeah, just finished some face-to-face sessions this morning. Some of our new guys, go through stuff with them, and then now it is time for my session. Get our steps done today, get our walks, cardio, probably do some posing, something like that. We go from there.
John or something.
Yeah.
And that like the legit thing to it was like, Elton John, great on the piano, sucks on the organ. I was like, righto.
We all do that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this is just gonna fall off my shirt.
It's fine. It'll do it. Ben half time is like done like half the zipper and it's still there.
Do I just stick it on my nipple? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, right. I don't know, what am I? Yeah, that's fine. Hey guys, I'm Tom. I'll be starting up my prep in December at some point. Originally the idea was it was just going to be a bit shorter prep, which gave us a little bit longer to just set it up for a good start, a little bit more growth phase, just from a hectic year in terms of being away and stuff and not getting, I guess, the most out of it, personally, purely on me. But yeah, so dates just came out though for the show, so it looks like we'll still get at least about 16 weeks of prep, which is a good amount of time. So, I mean, I was confident enough before anyway, so now we just have a little bit extra wiggle room in terms of being nice and crispy lean.
What are you starting with?
So we're starting on adductors today. I will usually start on single hamstring curls, but it's a busy morning and I'm not going to sit around waiting. It's not going to affect my next exercise by doing this one first, so no dramas there.
At the moment I'm not usually using this as a... At the moment I'm not usually using this as a heavy load posterior movement. Just trying to work it through range of motion, stretch my hamstrings before I start pendulums. Make sure my hips are stretched. Make sure my hamstrings are stretched. Load them, contract them, but I'm not using this at the moment as a heavy priming movement. Prior to tearing, I was doing like 60 kilo extensions, which is fine. I'll probably get back to that, but right now, just building more confidence in the length position for the movement. It's not what I'm gonna do. So now we gotta do pendulums. Oh. What's up?
I'll just do that.
Well, you know, next year will be about a decade that we've been training together. Not as directly, because we didn't train every session at PT school, but since we started doing PT school and training together.
Yeah, that was my
Surprised you haven't killed yourself yet.
That's dark. But yes, you do bring upon those.
Those thoughts do be present.
There's easier ways to get rid of them. I haven't found them yet.
One more feet a set.
I'm
Hey?
glad the reminder to be told we're old.
What?
Glad you reminded me.
You got a straight set structure on this one? I think it is.
I've been doing straight.
All right, so we got a inverse set relationship for me, straight set relationship for Tom, although Tom isn't straight.
The only time?
Yes, only time. Our showers are for showering. So lower rep scheme first set, increases up to higher rep scheme on my last set. With that, you'll find an inverse relationship between my weight. So I'll start the first set at my heaviest and then decline the weight per set to correlate with the increase in reps. So I've got a 6 to 8 first, 6 to 8, 8 to 12, then 12 to 15. So at the moment it's been progressing 70, 60, 50. We'll see how that goes because I maxed out those reps last week, so it'll probably go up to 75 or 80.
Put 80 on there, so you're doing 80.
I guess we're doing 20 kilo jumps here.
Legs, that's big muscle.
They're big. It's the only big muscle I got. Whew. Alright, so this will be the heaviest I've got back to since tearing my hamstring. Now it's not tear a quad. Touch wood.
That's another problem in itself.
Ah, fuck.
I know you like gym, but fuck.
Whoo! Ooh, that feels juicy. All right, big boy. Whew. one more.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah. It felt a little bit tight on that one. Whew. Tom's trying to prove he's got a bigger dick than me. It's not much of a competition. But it's actually who's last first. Who's coming first to the wrong end?
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Keep those heels down. Come on, come on. Bit of pressure, keep those heels down. Come on, come on. Pass that sticky point. Good. What's that? Almost like it was 20 kilos heavier.
What do you reckon stage ought to be?
I'll probably get like finishing them in now. Most of it's coming from my stomach, which is like it's annoying. It's the place that fattens up the most, but it's a place that I shred really quickly. Like my upper body was not like what's the word? My upper body didn't have an issue against stage lean last year or last season.
Yeah.
So more mass, fuller body, they'll be just as lean. So I'm not too concerned about it. Like legs, I'm already starting to show veins and like glute separation and stuff.
But they were way better to start with anyway. Though.
Oh yeah. Actual more muscle mass, dryness. Like there's actual separation of my quads before I even actually technically started cutting. So I'd probably say like upper end of 90s, under 90s.
Under 90s.
I reckon I could peak down to about 89.
Yeah. That was,
like-
what was last time?
83, 84.
84. Yeah. But yes, you can obviously have shredded legs this time rather than be a watery mess.
Straight legs. I think the fullness I have this time coming into like under 90s, my frame will be a lot fuller, a lot more competitive for it.
Yeah.
And then I think in WA it'll just be over 85s.
Oh, you're going to do WA?
See how I look like. I want to try and be ready for it, but then just use it as a peak trial. It's like 3 weeks out in Queensland.
Well, I was going to say I saw the fucking dates.
Yeah, it's like early up.
Queensland is Easter Saturday. Like that's the, like not that I'm doing anything for Easter, but it's like
Yeah, you're risking attendance value.
yeah, because it's a long weekend. Who wants to go right in the middle of it?
So yeah, I'll do WA, Queensland, Melbourne, and then if it's like if I'm competitively under 90s, like I'm a full regular size cap and genuinely look the part, might look at that career.
When you say Melbourne, is that just as in nationals, not the state show?
We're good to do like an international show.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm 88, 89, I'll never be under that weight cap again.
Yeah.
Like Scaff knows my plan is not to stay there. It's at least 96 to 98.
Yeah.
So if this is the last time I'm on a 90s, I might as well make the most of it. Especially if it's like at the full end of it.
Well, not bagging out people, but it's like judging on how people place here and then they go over to America and get a fucking pro card.
But
Well, yeah, I mean, they would, because they get pro cards for like top 2
yeah.
in each division, not even like overall.
Imagine Australia dishing out 2 pro cards a season for overalls.
Yeah, it's a joke, really. But, I mean, they need their money somehow.
Hey?
They need their money somehow. Registrations, right?
Like I know I'm so far off a pro card, but
Yeah.
it's like if I can be competitively under 90s, fuck it, why not? I'll be one of how many people in the world who say they're competing in an Irish Olympia or an Olympia. Retired knowing that I was like, not a show, I wasn't doing to try and do.
Yeah. Oh, it's still, yeah. I mean, not many people venture overseas to do it.
I think the other thing too is like the assumption is that everyone comes to the amateur Olympia in good condition. I've seen like amateur Olympians on TV here. They're not that impressive. Like, well, yeah, there's like the upper echelon, which is like, oh, you're about to get your pro card, but then there's still guys that are like so far off the mark. Don't even know why they left the state show and like go to amateur Olympia.
Oh, Lee, thanks so much for that. Even I actually feel, I haven't felt like throwing up for a while, and I feel
Are you going for a walk?
Bathroom actually reeks like shit. It's gonna make me fucking throw up.
even more.
Yeah.
Or I might get it out quicker.
Like pre-workout crumpets when I was like before I trained Keelan. That was like
Just plenty of time.
3 hours ago.
It'll just be that last set being a high volume.
Yeah.
Because you're like holding breath longer. You're like,
Plus my bitch.
that's a given.
Oh.
It's like I always, because I don't usually eat a meal before work. So I always wonder when I do sessions like this where I've eaten beforehand, how I'm going. It's alright. It's like vaguely there, but it's like if I had a third set, I probably would have potentially as well. But,
There's something about like just saying prep started where like training just gets that little bit like I always try, we train hard,
I know what you're saying.
but it's just like,
It's the same as if you train with someone as well.
yeah,
It's like I'm sure I push as hard as I can every other time, but then I'm like today I'm training harder than I do. Like,
yes.
Cameras on. I'm like,
Fifth gear to sixth.
so I always try this time.
This is a regular session, what do you mean?
I usually just walk around the gym like this. I would like to think that
No, I'm really approachable between training sets.
no one talks to me. There's people that know me, so they'll talk to me. Everyone else is like, probably doesn't help it. I'm just like, it's like resting bitch face.
It's resting throw face.
What do you say? Mustache is only this week. What? I've only had the mustache this week.
It's also on his predator list photo. Whew.